Enamba yesimu ye we shall wear the victors from. We shall wear the victors from. When the struggle is over, we shall wear the victors from. In the new Uganda. When the struggle is over, we shall wear the victors from. We shall wear the victors from. When the struggle is over, we shall wear the victors from. In the new.
We have collected 20,000, and among the 20 people that have come, there is one who wants to pay 100,000, not just 20,000.
From different parts of the country, because the whole country is shattered economically, politically, and otherwise. So people have got hope in you. I know they've got hope in our president, but our president cannot be everywhere. As a party, and the party leadership, we might not be everywhere at the same time. We shall come and visit you. Our president is going to come to each of your districts to connect with you and the people that you lead. But you, our leaders, are there on a daily basis. And so you are our ambassadors as a party. Please be good ambassadors. Please be good leaders. Be exemplary leaders. Do not be the reason some people say, you see this NUP leader, this is how they behave. Please. Be a good ambassador, and that's what we expect of you in the different parts of the country, including deep in the villages. Let people see you and desire the new Uganda we talk about. By just seeing the way you carry yourself, the way you lead your family, for those of you who have families, let it not be hard that you're the one who is fighting with your wife on the village, that you're the drunkard who has to be picked up on the road. Let it not be hard of us. It has not been hard at all. We have not had any stories yet, and that's why we have hope and trust in you. But our desire is that you continue to be that way, that you be disciplined leaders, that you be leaders with integrity. Let it not be you cheating people, grabbing people's land, because now you have become powerful. And so you connive with land grabbers to steal people's land. That's another challenge we have in our country, in different parts of the country. Let you be different. Let it be you fighting for those whose land is being grabbed. Let it be you fighting for the old people, the widows who are being chased out of their houses by some rich, gluttonous people. Let it be you fighting for people whose rights are being taken away. So let's exude discipline. It's important as leaders, so that people continuously see an image of the real credible government in waiting. And that can only be done by you in those different places where you are. Because you're the ones going to market NUP, to the market women, to the vendors, to the farmers, deep in the villages, wherever. You are ambassadors. Please be good ambassadors. As our Secretary General has mentioned, the regime is going to try severally to buy you off. Because now the cameras are here, they have seen you people, and we expect you to be active anyway when you go back. And so you'll be active in your villages, in your districts. Please be active, that's important. And as you continuously be active, the regime will try and come to grab you. They'll firstly use money. We hope that you will not fall for that money. They'll come with promises. You have seen some of our colleagues who in the past have crossed having been promised things. And so they go on TV and speak lots of ridiculous things because they have been promised. We're going to give you 100 million, we're going to give you a car, and all of these different things. Then they say, now we have deposited 1 million with you. The 99 is coming. They go on TV, speak lots of ridiculous things. 6 months down the road, the money that was promised to them is not given to them. And then they come back in the media and they say, these people, they used us, they promised me money and the house and so on, they have not given me those things. Have you seen those people? Because the regime is not interested in enriching you, they want to use you. And so they'll put you before the media and you will say all manner of things. And the promises will not come. That has happened, not once, not twice, so many times. You've seen some of these people. So our hope is that you'll be focused. Our hope is that you look at the bigger picture. Because again, like we are saying, they're not going to ameliorate your life. No, they want to use you. Come dressed in a beret, take pictures with Mike Mukula or whoever, and then they promise you all manner of things. And then tomorrow, those promises don't come and you're thinking, now what do I do? Do I go back to NUP? And now those people don't trust me anymore. These new ones where I have gone, they have not embraced me, they've not delivered on the promises. So you're going to become hot cake. Our hope is that you will not sell your future. Our hope is that you will not sell the people whom you're representing, wherever it is that you come from, because you're holding those people's hopes in your hands. Of course, we are not telling the people to abandon and abdicate their responsibility as citizens to you, but as leaders, you're the ones showing them direction. And so they look to you. Our hope is that you will not let those people down. Our hope is that you will not fall for the pennies that will be thrown at you. I want to sound a warning to regime operatives and to regime security outfits. Yes, I'm sounding a warning because I'm a leader in this country. So I am in the capacity to send a warning. And our president is going to sound an even more serious warning to them. Because, as he did promise them in our manifesto, promised them an increment. We said that the lowest ranking officer in the military, UPDF, police, prisons, will be getting 1 million shillings. And I meet a number of them and they tell us, hey, Banande, when is the promise you people made to us coming? And I tell them that some of your colleagues are the ones who made it difficult by fighting us, who would be in charge, and you would have that promise. And I understand, because in Parliament they're trying to scamper around, they're trying to increase the salary for the military because there's a lot of pressure. And so we are telling them we want all of their salaries increased. So there's a lot of pressure happening because of the promise that we made to them through our president. So anyhow, I'm sounding a warning to them. Whichever outfit you are, please obey the law. Do not go after these our leaders, because some of them will want to come to you to intimidate you. You know, when money fails, when they try to buy you and you refuse, then they will begin to intimidate you. They will want to arrest you, to torture you. That has happened to some of our leaders. You find a coordinator is meeting people at his home, actually. 5 or 10 of them, they come and pick them up and beat them up. So I want to sound a warning to security operatives. Please don't operate beyond your reach. Operate within the law. We are a recognized legal entity in this country, a fully registered political party with the right to operate. So if anything, you should be providing security to these leaders as opposed to going out to antagonize them. So I want to put them on notice. Any individual, because we are going to be taking on individuals, whether you are police, military, or whatever the case might be, that will want to antagonize our leaders, to brutalize them. We are coming after you individually. Yeah. Because this whole collective responsibility thing, it should be a thing of the past. Yes, we shall take on the institution, whether it be police or UPDF or whatever the case might be, but you, the individuals who commit these crimes, we are going to come after you, legally and otherwise. And we have that capacity, and so we shall come after you. So our hope is that they will behave. Our hope is that our leaders will go out there, connect to their people, and do the job that we expect them to without any interferences. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, there is a lot of propaganda, and it's going to increase against us as a party, against us as leaders, and the only reason it will increase is because they are feeling the pressure. Oh yes, they're feeling it. They might pretend that they don't feel it, but whenever you see a lot of propaganda, you know that they are feeling the pressure. They are seated on a hot plate. So let's intensify that heat. Let's take it a notch higher. And let's not fall for this propaganda. Let's not be diverted. Because sometimes this propaganda is to divert us. When they see now there's a lot of pressure even in the population, then they'll throw some things all over the place, propaganda. Let's not focus so much on that. Let's focus on the work that we ought to do. Let's go and connect with our people. Let's go and we mobilize. Let's go and recruit people. Because the exercise that you are going to do, as has been tasked, is to go and register our members. At district level, go deep in the villages. You know, whenever we travel with our president, we go deep in villages and find old women there saying, people power, our power. And they say, hey, how did this one get to know? Our people know. Because they want different, they want better. So let's go out there and be focused. Let's not be derailed by some of this propaganda all over the place. It's happening because of the pressure we are exerting. So let's exert even a lot more pressure. And let's focus on the goal. I want to thank you once again for coming. I want to thank you for your commitment. We believe that you're going to press through and we shall deliver. The time is going to come when we shall be meeting to ask, how did we do it? Because we are going to do it. It's going to happen. We look at stories that we admire. In South Africa, they fought against apartheid for a long time. They struggled and struggled. But the time came and they made it. In the West, our brothers and sisters, blacks, were ill-treated as slaves, but they fought and fought and fought until the time came and they got their freedom. So let's keep fighting, use every avenue we have within the law and otherwise, fight for our freedom. It is a clarion call placed against us even by the Constitution. Mr. President, as I end, I've seen some new leaders that have come. Let me introduce, she was here speaking to the team yesterday, our Secretary General, Deputy Secretary General, who is also a woman MP for Butambala, the Honorable Aisha Kabanda. We have also been joined by another Hajati, the woman member of parliament for Kampala, the Honorable Shamim Malenga. Doing good work within the courts to see to it that our people are freed. I know I had been asked by the media that our media houses have bulletins, Uganda and so on.
Everywhere! NUP! Thank you! Time is not on our side.
Greetings from Margarine. I thank all of you for the prayers, the emotional prayers, financial support, physical attendance, those who attended and those who were watching on social media. We dominated the social media and that was grateful for me. Mr. President, the Lord, I thank you for the dance you've offered our party and the leader of opposition. I didn't see the Secretary General because his post was not around. But next time, thank you very much. This is another milestone in my life. What went wrong on that party, please forgive, especially to the members of parliament. I didn't enjoy the way, but let's forgive and forget. But thank you very much. I am now a new humble man, but very tough on ground because now that was one of the limitations why I was not Zoganyeshoning well. Yeah. Now, as I promised you, Zoganizing. Yeah, whatever it is. As I promised Mr. President that our honeymoon will be in the tour, and I promise I am waiting for those days when we are going to traverse the country. Yesterday, I had a chance to meet the disabled in Narukolongo, which was very good because it was nice sharing. I thank all of you, ladies and gentlemen, comrades in the struggle, for your commitment. First and foremost, thanking the departments for the work which the relationship we have exhibited, the good relationship we have exhibited ever since we started working together. Thank you very much. We have had good results so far. It's fair, and really discipline has improved. I would like to thank the mobilization department, the organization department, the EMC, and all other departments who have been, tirelessly working every day to make sure that our party moves on well. And I can assure you, the party is promising. Even the regime can see that this is a party with hope, and it's the party in opportunity in government. Ladies and gentlemen, secondly, it's now exactly 2.5 years of mobilization structure, Kunga existence. Kunga Uganda, Kunga! Kunga! Kunga people power, Kunga! Kunga! Kunga Chagulani, Kunga! Kunga! Yeah, we have been able to have 7,485 mobilizers across the country who are active at district and constituency levels. Very, very active members. We have mobilization teams which have offered to do grassroots leadership across the country, bridging the gap between the Secretariat and our members in different districts. You should also clap for that. Now, the Kunga vibe is on everywhere in the country, done by these mobilization teams, and they have been pivotal in raising the NUP flag high at all times. So thank you very much, Kunga chairpersons who are here at the district level and all other levels up to the grassroots. But particularly, I want to thank the mobilization department. I will request to take cognizance of the presence of Comrade Kaluya, Comrade Gasega. Please stand up for a hand clap. Madam Nabatandi Farida and Madam Kabagambe. They've been able to handle regions, at least for positive results. Kunga has kept the party alive and kicking all the time. Before we go into structures, you can see mobilization is on every now. It is a continuous formation of, our work which you are supposed to envisage everywhere. Kunga has acted as police for the party, especially for those local government people who have been defecting every now and then. And they have tried to threaten all those people who have been trying to defect. The people who have voted have always been more, they've been messing up more than these Kunga structures. And I'm reporting to you, Mr. President, we have not got any report of any person or any leader on the Kunga structure who has defected to the regime. This is very, very important. Maybe because we are very scared or we have been threatening them or trying to warn them every now and then. So it has been working as the force. Thank you very much, my fellow mobilizers. Mr. President and comrades, my message is that we should draw our attention to be aware of the centric are those ones where all members in the politics, at least 95% have interests of standing for positions. They may use these structures that we are going into and the Kunga structures to boost their ego for standing for positions. So we must be able to control those egos. Although it is a right for everybody to stand for any political position, local government or member of parliament, but we should make sure that we harmonize our interests. Because if you are given a position, you should not sit on others who have interests. At the same time, you must make sure that we work together because we have one common interest of removing the dictators. And that's so. Yes. Now the periphery challenges where the regime is trying to infiltrate us. They have always tried to infiltrate the structures that we already have in the local government, the Kunga structures. Now they are targeting the ones we are going to make. So, comrades, my brothers and sisters, be cautious. Fourthly, Mr. President and members, we should remember that we are going to do the same exercise that has always been executed or done by the parties that has failed. So we are going to do the same business that we have already done and it has failed. Structures have failed because Museveni has failed political parties. He targets structures, but formally we shall have to have structures as a party. So now we shall have to learn from the mistakes that have been done by those former parties. We learn from them to rectify those mistakes, and for us to use them as advantages to move our structures and they perform well. Finally, my role as the national mobilizer of the party is to make sure that all Ugandans join the national unity platform. Like the Bible says that all people must be born again. Why do all of you say yes? What does the Quran say? You see, like the Bible says that every human being must believe in God. We believe that every Ugandan must join the national unity platform. Should join the national platform. So, for us, our role is to mobilize and recruit into the party. This structure is going to remain there to recruit, make sure that they convince everybody to join our party. Of course, with a lot of care. Not just bring taka and everything. All those people who are spies. We have to be careful, but we have to make sure that we convince people to join our party. Don't block people to join us. Some people are already tired out there. They want to join the party. So, finally, I would like to embrace the formation of the structure formation of this party as the National Mobilization Secretary. And I will encourage all the Kunga chairpersons to vigilantly work towards this. Go and participate physically and work with all teams that the party has provided for you. Don't segregate people, please avoid the fighting in this time. I thank you very much. Pray for me after getting this golden ring on my hand. May the Lord bless you. I beg you to submit, Mr. President. I'm now convincing to get into the marriage ties very, very soon, and we are preparing very seriously. I would like to invite you to come and give your speech. Thank you very much.
People power. Our power. People power. NUP. Everywhere. NUP. This man has been suffering together with me now. He wants to getting a revenge. Members who are here present, members of parliament, district chairpersons, mayors, and our leaders who are here today. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. God is good and all the time. And yesterday I was told that the traditionalists say what? Bweza bweza or something like that. Yeah, we have all religions here and those who don't even believe in religion at all, atheists. Although it is important to know that all of us perhaps need to have a power that we trust in and believe in. That is how we'll be able to succeed. My speech will not be too long today because yesterday I had enough time with you to talk to you. But I want to introduce the members of the National Executive Committee yet again before the President today. All NEC members who are here, please stand up for recognition, including the mobilization secretaries who have been introduced already. Please clap for them. Here we are meeting with our sub-regional coordinators. First of all, who I will request to stand up later on. We have sub-regional coordinators or sub-regional focal persons, people who are going to help us at the sub-regional level to supervise the exercise we are going into. Then we also have district focal persons, people who are going to be supervising this work at the district level. Then we have constituency registrars. Every constituency of Uganda, 353 of them, we have a registrar, and these are the people that you see here. We have 146 districts in Uganda, and each of them, districts and cities, have focal persons here present. And of course, like I said, we also have people at the sub-regional level. So may I request the sub-regional focal persons to stand up for recognition. Sub-regional focal persons. The rest of us should clap for them. I will just sample so that people understand. You, Semo, Greater PG, just Greater, yeah, mention the place you're taking charge of, yeah?
Greater PG. People power. Our
yes,
power.
Semo. Just I want a sample of the, just mention your sub-region.
Sejema Martin, sub-regional coordinator, Greater PG, taking Butambala, PG, and Gomba.
Thank you very much. Now I know that we are in a meeting of politicians, so I need to guide this very well. You can take your seat, please. Just mention the sub-region only, yes.
Masaka South, comprising of 6 districts.
Yes, please.
Masaka East, 4 districts.
Thank you very much.
Kampala sub-region,
9 districts.
Thank you very much.
Rwenzori sub-region, 4 districts.
Thank you very much.
Greater Mukono, commonly known as Nayula Stretch. I'm Kabame Robert.
Thank you.
Toro sub-region comprising of 8.
Seated at this meeting.
Nasimbwa Sara, Wakiso sub-region, 8 districts.
Thank you very much. Please be quick.
Teso sub-region comprising of 10 districts. Thank you.
Thank you very much. People power drive. I'm sure that is what you've been told. Our president is here to launch the nationwide membership registration drive. We registered members when we launched NUP initially, and the registration has been going on. But now, as we go into the structure formation exercise, we have decided that we need to put aside 1 month to give opportunity to all Ugandans who want to officially join the National Unity Platform an opportunity to do that. And so that is going to be the first exercise, which will take 1 month. So beginning 1st of May up to the end of this month, the end of May, we shall be registering members all across the country. And as you know, the membership card of NUP is just 1,000 shillings. The membership card is 1,000 shillings. The membership cards are available. So we want to take these membership cards as far wide as possible. This is because only people who are members of the party will be allowed to participate in the structures of the party. Are we together? Only people who are members of the party will be allowed to stand for any position within the structures of the party. So that is why we are here, first of all, to launch the membership registration drive. Of course, we are also launching the roadmap of the exercise of structure building, which begins with membership registration. But after registering all our members, we shall come back here and roll out to go and set up structures at every level in this country. We shall have structures right from the village level, parish level, sub-county, constituency, and district in the whole country. And that is why we have leaders from all over the country. I think that is the administrative bit I wanted to clarify, especially for the media, to know the purpose of this engagement. Now, I told you already, but maybe I should also register this in the presence of the media, that as NUP, we are doing our best, and I want to appreciate you yet again, like I did yesterday, for all the sacrifice you people have been making in your different places. Thank you very much for the sacrifice. Thank you very much for the work that you do. The work you do, many of you, you know, you go on radio stations every other day. You are always doing a lot of work everywhere across the country, and we are absolutely grateful to you for the work that you do. But be mindful of the fact that we are the National Unity Platform. Yesterday I told you that even the money that is allocated by Parliament for political parties, NRM takes 75% of it. NUP here takes only 12%. And I told you that with the 12% that we get, we have been able to do in just 3 years what all these parties that have been here have failed to do even for 40 years in the case of NRM. We have been able to do a lot of work to set up mobilization committees all across the country, facilitate the different departments that we have in the party to do different things. So you can see that it takes a lot of sacrifice. And I want to appreciate you, comrades, yet again for the sacrifice that you put in to do the work that you do at your different levels. And that is the same thing that I want to task you as you leave this place. Please know, in some cases we shall facilitate you. Of course, we know that you cannot do this work completely without some facilitation. But if we bring little facilitation, please understand, because with NRM, they don't only use the 75% we are talking about, they also use the state resources. You find that in a district, the DSO is doing NRM work. The ISOs are doing NRM work. The RDC is doing NRM work. All these people, the Gomborola chief and whatever, they conscript them and find that they are using state resources to do the party work. But like I told you yesterday, comrades, we are involved in the struggle for liberation, and there will be light at the end of the tunnel. Once we achieve our victory, things will get better. And of course, yesterday I ended on a point of hope. And of course, our president was in Bujiri yesterday. Where are people from Busoga? Oh, the Busoga team is seated right behind. Thank you so much for giving our president a very good reception yesterday. It was massive. And of course, that gives me hope every day that we shall surely succeed in removing this regime that has brought problems to our people and building a new Uganda that we promise to the people of Uganda every day. The final point I will talk about today is that you comrades are staff of the party. You are administrative staff of the party. Even in some cases where you are an elected leader at your respective levels, right now the role you are taking on is administrative in nature. Please do not get dragged into the local politics. We do not want a registrar to take sides. Are we together? Yes. A registrar must not take sides, because we've seen that happen many times. That people keep coming here to complain that the registrar, when the registrar is inviting meetings, he or she invites only for one camp. You comrades are going to serve all members of the National Unity Platform. You are not supposed to go and say that for me, I have decided to be a supporter of Sasi Mavin against Nabatanzi. You are not allowed to do that. And I told you yesterday that you comrades are on probation. I don't know for which position though. NOC 1, NOC 3. People power. So I want to emphasize that you must serve all our people equally and equitably. Do not, and the other thing is that after this exercise, that's when we'll go into the structure formation. At that particular point, we'll discuss how to go about it with the organizing secretary to see how to deal with some of you who have political ambitions. Because we want you to be neutral. We want you to serve all our people equitably and make sure that you do not chase some people or do not give them opportunities and that kind of thing. So those are the comments I wanted to make today. I want to appreciate you so much for the work, for the sacrifice, for choosing to identify with the National Unity Platform, which we for sure know that with the help of God is the next government of the Republic of Uganda. Even now, there's a comment I always see on social media. The regime has to work so hard to deal with us because we are ruling over them. Because we are sure 100% that we beat them, and of course they rigged and did whatever. But thank you so much for identifying with NUP. Thank you for the work you do. Yesterday I introduced that gentleman there. Please stand up again. The brother to Lachoto, Ambrose, who was shot 150 times in Kabong. We went to bury him in Kabong. He was our coordinator, and yesterday we observed the moment of silence for him and all our comrades who have perished in different circumstances. But that gentleman, yeah, maybe we'll do the same thing. First come here quickly, my brother, because you can imagine, that gentleman was our registrar. He should be here today with us. He should be here with us today. But the soldiers had been looking for him everywhere. And on this particular day, he was coming from watching a football match. And you can tell the story in 1 minute again, for the media especially to get that. Your names and...
Moya John Bosco, from Kabong District, Karamoja Sub-Region. My brother, Machete Lochoto Ambrose, has been a strong supporter of NUP.
He has been receiving very many threats. He used to come home, tell us, I've been threatened by this one, by DPC, that why do you put on the cape of NUP? Why do you put on t-shirt of NUP? And it looks like these guys have been tracking his movement, but that day there was a national march. He watched up to 11 to midnight there. When he was going home, these mafias, these killers tracked him and they abducted him on the way, took him a distance around 500 meters from the spot where he was taken. Then he was shot there over 150 bullets. The whole body actually. Even the day of burial, there was no viewing even, you could not even see the face. Yeah. Then that day, we realized there was a very tense situation. We went to police to report the case. They rejected, they chased us from police. They said we have registered a statement. Then when we sat as a family, we realized that it is just a gang thing. Then we went to the DISO. From this also, the same thing. Then when we went to the hospital, the same, they were there. We went there to pick the body. Of course, as usual, there is always a postmortem report. We went, they said, wait. We waited almost 5 hours waiting for the postmortem report, but we realized that it is a planned thing. We had to pick the body like that, we buried. Now, even our being here, after the burial actually, we never followed anything. We kept quiet, but they kept on following us also as a family. When we wake up in the morning, we find that there are footmarks of soldiers at the door. They have forgotten some rain-sorry water. They've been waiting for us to come out. They finish us. We said, it's okay. These are the killers. Maybe they have just come maybe to destroy the witnesses. Of course, they did it openly. They had witness. When my brother was taken away, he was taken when he was moving with his friends coming home. They kidnapped him alone. So even those ones are now not in place. They went, they left the place. Yeah, thank you.
All right, so let's, okay, clap for him, for the courage, and being able to speak this. And at this point, I will request all of us to observe a moment of silence, to stand up and observe a moment of silence, not only for our brother Machete, but for all other comrades who have perished in the line of duty, who have perished in this revolution for a better country. May the souls of our departed comrades rest in eternal peace. You have a request and we are going to deal with that. He's requesting that his brother's picture also be put somewhere at this office of ours. People power. Our power. People power. So these are the challenges that we encounter everywhere. And I'm sure many of you here have been intimidated in the past, have been arrested, have gone through all these challenges. So let us understand that the work we are involved in is not just administrative work. It is struggle work, and we need to stand firm in the face of resistance, in the face of so many challenges. Yesterday, I made a request and warned you, and maybe I should say the same thing here, that if a day reaches and you feel that you can no longer withstand the pressure of this work that we are involved in, go peacefully but leave our registers. Some of these people have been crossing and they go and hand over our registers to the regime. We are going to sue you personally, because when these materials that you're going to be given, this is these belong to NUP. They do not belong to you. They are not. You can imagine someone going to the regime and taking party cards and party registers and handing them over. But maybe the final thing, to those of you who may want to sell out, you remember when we had just launched People Power, the regime started immediately trying to buy as many people as possible. Mama Jolie, you remember, one of them was given a tractor, Simani, another one was given what? But right now, as I speak, most of those people are always begging us, they want to come back. Because NRM just was interested in a photo moment. After that photo moment, it ended there. And so I feel sorry for those who sell out, because they think that maybe they are going to get anything from there. But even if you are to get it, why should you get something so immoral, so evil, at the expense of your people, at the expense of the taxpayers' money? If the regime meets you and gives you 20 million shillings, which budget have they picked that money from? It is money that should be fixing hospitals. That is the money that should be making sure that you have schools. But then you find someone selling out because of that. Without wasting any other time, I want to invite our leader of the opposition, the Honorable Joel Senyonyi.
Our power! It's not time to sit down yet. People power! Our power! Our power! People power! NUP! Everywhere! Everywhere! NUP! Iyo iyo amba! 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 NUP we amba! People power we amba! Asante sana amba! Iyo iyo amba! Coordinator we amba! Wewe sebo amba! Asante sana amba! Iyo iyo amba! Northern Uganda amba! Apoyo Dubwa amba! Apoyo Mate amba! Iyo iyo amba! Awa Westi amba! Wewe muno amba! Moya Wakazi amba! Iyo iyo amba! Awa Isa amba! Wewe ino amba! Manyala amba! Iyo iyo amba! Iyo iyo amba! Iyo 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 amba! Iyo iyo amba! People power! Our power! People power! NUP! Everywhere! And everywhere! NUP! Adui nani? Adui Bosco mwenyewe. 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 Tusonge mbele, tusonge mbele, inabidi tusonge mbele, tusonge mbele, inabidi tusonge mbele, tusonge mbele, inabidi tusonge mbele, tusonge mbele, inabidi. People power! Our power! People power! NUP! Everywhere! And everywhere! NUP! Ladies and gentlemen, while you're still standing, I want us to once again give respect and pay tribute to our brother Nachoto Machete, who just passed away a while ago, who was murdered in freezing blood, not cold blood, but freezing blood. I want us to give him a huge round of applause, because even in heaven where he is, I know that he will be listening to us. So give him a big round of applause. Don't stop. This is for you, Comrade Nachoto, for you, Machete, and all the comrades in Karamoja, in Northern Uganda, all over the country. We appreciate you, we rate you, we remember you, and we will never forget you. May your soul rest in eternal peace. Thank you very much, and please take your seats, ladies and gentlemen. Pay full, well-deserved respect to our brother by also painting his noble picture on our wall of martyrs, because he deserves it. Madam Deputy President, our Secretary General, our spokesperson and leader of our parliamentary team, our Mobilization Secretary, Madam Deputy SG, members of Parliament, members of NEC, fellow leaders in all capacities, I salute you. Allow me also to thank our very good friends, the Friedrich Naumann Foundation for Freedom in Africa, for making this engagement possible and helping us launch this drive. I want, in a very, very special way, to thank all of you, the leaders, but most importantly, you, the coordinators. My thanks should come from the lowest leader coming up. Thank you very much for the commitment. Thank you very much for the volunteering. And above all, thank you very much for risking. It's a very big risk for you to stand on the right side of history in this time and era. It is more of a death wish for you to stand against General Museveni, who executes people in cold blood and appoints and accounts to no one, but to see that you, comrades, put faith over fear, to see that you still envision a new Uganda, even where it is challenging, even where our odds seem insurmountable. I salute you very, very much. Thank you very much for standing for this cause. Now, while we are here, friends, we are a representation of very many people. I'm sure each one of you, every time you move in your constituencies, in your different regions, you find people that are so sold into this cause. This cause, we did not start it, ladies and gentlemen. No, it was started by our forefathers. Some people actually doubted General Museveni as early as 1986. Now, they're proving themselves right. We were convinced by the lies of General Museveni. Our parents were. Some of us held him in very high regard. I mean, we have comrades amongst us who were named after Museveni. I always tell my friends I was named after Robert Mugabe because he was a prized revolutionary back then. When I was born, my parents thought that the person to name their child after was Robert Mugabe. See where he ended up. Our leader of opposition was named after Yoweri Museveni. But see what Museveni turned into. So, this we did not start it, ladies and gentlemen. We are inheriting a struggle. We give credit to the great freedom fighters like Paul Kawanga Semongedere, like Dr. Kizza Besigye. They started it. Our duty is to end it. Our duty is to finish it. That is what we must promise ourselves. Freedom in our lifetime. Democracy in our lifetime. The rule of law in our lifetime. And we must achieve that by the grace of God. But even if we say by the grace of God, we must know, in the Baganda culture, they say Katonda ayamba yeyande. God only helps those who help themselves. My mother used to teach me that God can only do for you what he can do through you. What God cannot do through you, he will not do for you. So it is your duty to let God help you using you. I'm very glad we are here and we all seem to understand that. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to drive the point that we, much as we are here, much as we are the National Unity Platform, we are actually not a political party. I know that sounds convincing, but I'm very serious. We are not a political party. We just have a political party. We are people power. We are the representation of those masses yearning for change. And we started out as a team of people, the men, the women, the young, the old, the educated, the uneducated, the city dwellers and the rural dwellers, all Ugandans from all walks of life, coming together with a vision of creating a nation, the same vision that was present at independence, the vision of our forefathers, creating a nation that would make life better and admirable for the next generation. We are that generation that was supposed to realize it. We've not yet realized it. That's why we're not giving up. So we are not as small as a political party. We are a representation of a cause. We are people power. We introduced the National Unity Platform as our political wing. And for us, the National Unity Platform is the organized wing of people power. The thoughtful wing of people power. The leading wing, the guiding wing of people power. Everybody out there is people power. We must never lose that. There's been so many political parties that have come up. There was the Democratic Party. It was a representation of democracy, the representation of the ideals of the people. You know how it ended up. There was the UPC, there was the FDC. You know how it all ended up. So we must not be another opposition political party. No, we are a cause. We have an agenda. We have a desire. We have a dream. Which dream is not only limited to we the leaders, but a dream of the people of Uganda, the young and the old. So they are looking at us with a lot of hope, which hope we must never disappoint, ladies and gentlemen. So knowing that we are not just a political party, it should also inform us that this is actually not politics as usual. This is a revolution. It's not politics as usual. Because if it was politics as usual, we would be free people, freely doing what we are entitled to do under the law. But we cannot achieve that. So we must treat this as the real struggle that it is, as the revolution that it is. And we must not settle, especially we the leaders. So having said that, ladies and gentlemen, a revolution or a struggle cannot succeed on only admiration alone, or on only the hope alone, or only the tiredness alone. Wherever you go, I was in Busoga yesterday, and you think the people of Busoga are the most tired, but go to northern Uganda, go to western Uganda, come to the central, they are thinking the same. Everywhere we go, there are masses and masses of people. Something that has not happened in our generation. There's so much power out there. But like one advert told us, power is nothing without control. Power is nothing without guidance, without direction. The Pan-Africans keep teaching us that we should not agonize alone. We should organize. Because the future belongs to the organized. If we don't organize, we will continue moving in circles. So you here are the organizing wing. There's so much power out there. There's so much support out there. But how do we harness it? It is like the rain. This tent out here keeps flowing, rainwater. But if you don't put if you don't put gutters, the water will fall everywhere. But if you put gutters, we shall be able to guide our water to a tank or wherever we want that water. And ultimately, we shall harvest that water. The support that people have given us, that is their role. The chanting, the waving, the votes that they give us, and all the massive nationwide support, that is the wealth, that is the power that they give us. That is their role. What is our role? Is to bring it together, to harness it, to collect it, to make sure we bring it to a logical conclusion. What is that logical conclusion? Kicking out the dictator, but not only that, but building a new country, building a new leadership. Who are those leaders? You, nobody else. So we have a big duty to bring that resource together, that support together. That is our duty here. That is why we are organizing. Because you will go to Karamoja, you will go to Guru, and you'll find young men and women, even old ones, supporting us massively. But if we don't find a way of harnessing that support, it will pass like that. That is why we are here. And we are organizing not only for an election. Yes, we are a political party that organizes for elections, that organizes for democracy, if there's democracy. But even with this deceitful semblance of democracy, we can maximize it when we organize, because ultimately, even if Museveni dies tomorrow, ultimately we shall go to the polls. Ultimately, there will be elections. Even if they do their crooked business of the son trying to overtake the father, we shall finally keep both of them away, or the whole family. But even when they tell us that there was divine intervention and the entire house burnt up, still we would have to go to elections. That is why I am calling for constant organizing, so that when that time comes, whether it comes tomorrow or next week or next year, it finds us ready and organized. So you comrades are the organizing wing of us. Think as if we don't reach what we want to reach tomorrow, we'll die. But imagine that we are going to live forever, because this party is going to live forever. It's going to live beyond me, beyond you. It is for our children, our children's children, and the next generation of Ugandans, especially if we start it on a moral ground, if it's worth following. And that is possible, comrades. So let us organize our people. Let us organize them for two things: a revolution and a revolution. What do I mean? A revolution even before elections, because it's possible. But even when 2026 comes, before Museveni is kicked out, let us be ready to take him to the polls. Let us be ready on our side to ensure that every T is crossed and every I is dotted. So let us organize, organize, organize. Ensure that in your region, in your constituency, in your area of jurisdiction, there's absolute organizedness. I must add that we might organize, we might build structures which Museveni vulgarizes all the time, but if we are connected with our people, then we can outsmart them. Like we have done in the past. We can do it even smarter and better and get better results than we got last time. So comrades, let's put the idea of organizing in our mind. I've already told you we have massive support, but you guys are the harvesters. Your duty is to harvest that support, because if we don't harvest it, then we are not doing a good service to our country. I want to call upon you leaders, especially you, the coordinators, the focal people, and the registrars. Avoid infighting. The Secretary General mentioned it, and I have to emphasize it, that we have been plagued with infights, sometimes brought in by prospective candidates. Oh, I want to run in this area, so nobody else should be working with the registrar or the coordinator. You are working for the people of Uganda. You are working for the party, not for an individual, not for a candidate. We have not selected candidates, and even when candidate selection comes, you know the process that we go through. So if you as a coordinator who is supposed to be serving other people, you reduce yourself to serving one person, that is corruption. And you know exactly how we deal with corrupt people. Comrades, it is important for us to build and not destroy. Let us learn from our recent experiences in 2021. I was in Busoga yesterday, and as you all saw, massive, massive support. But have you asked yourself how we ended up not getting enough MPs from Busoga? Yes, there was massive rigging. Yes, for example, comrades like Maso Warukamba were clearly rigged out with all their forms showing her win. But she was rigged out. But also the infights played a huge role. I'm requesting of you, comrades, when we go out there, we have a duty. Even if you, your individual self, you're not winning for yourself, you're winning for the people of Uganda and for your party. So let us learn from our history if we must do better in the future. I will remind you that now that we're tasking you out there officially, you are official targets of the regime to compromise, to intimidate, and to buy. You will remember that when we started the People Power Movement, before we had coordinators, we were like water. We were amorphous. The regime did not know where to touch. But when we announced our coordinators, then the regime, put aside a huge amount of money just to buy and compromise our coordinators. That is their modus operandi. It has never stopped. I can guarantee you that even by the end of this event, the regime will have started, encircling people to compromise. I've seen them compromising some of our leaders, some of our former leaders. Of course, some we had already doubted them and we leave them of their duties. But the regime wants to put a narrative that all of us are buying. I was even seeing a man that I used to respect, Mike Mukola, doing immoral things. Yes, you can buy the person, but you know as a leader that it is immoral and illegal for you to take over a registration book of a different political party. But Mike Mukola was proudly swinging his thumb with our register. Anyway, that's how immoral they are. I don't have to address them. I want to address you. Comrades, what the regime wants from you is not your support. All they want is your credibility. That is all they want from you. I'm very glad my unbelievably honest Deputy President told you that story. That's why Comrade Sasso was laughing. That's true. Because she was innocently thinking, she was called by Museveni when I was under house arrest. And said, but you are an elder. Come, let's talk about that young man's release. That's all she wanted is a president to be out. So she said, yeah, if me talking to Museveni will cause him to behave like a mature man, why not? Thank God, she's always consulting. She couldn't call me because my phones were off. She called the SG. That's when the SG reminded her. She said, oh. So, some of you might even be innocently convinced, and you say, oh, let me just listen to what they're saying. Like some people in Busoga were telling me that some of their leaders came to them and told them that they are going to see the president. And for them, they know one president. They weren't talking to you. Before long, they were before Mike Mukola. So, be very cautious. All these people want is a picture with you, and that's it. All they want is your credibility. And you know what happens to all those people that sell out. Because this is not Chagulanyi's struggle. It is not a Rubongoya struggle. It is not a Senyonyi struggle. It is not a Kayemba struggle. It is a struggle of the oppressed people of Uganda. And when they see you selling out, you can imagine what they feel. I've told you many times that even if it's me, who you think people love so much, if I change my words, it would not take 24 hours and they will be looking at me like a Ono Pondo. So please be true to the pain of the people, to the trust of the people. Trust is the most important thing that you have as a leader. And hope is the most valuable thing that you carry on behalf of your people. So imagine crushing that hope. Imagine what people will think of you. So comrades, this, I cannot overemphasize on that. But, you know that after they take your credibility, you won't have any difference from these although rich, but people that have zero respect. The Mukulas of this world, the Nabajas of this world, the Balams of this world, etc., etc., etc. Comrades, I've talked about this, I've talked about that, I've reminded you of how we are the embodiment of the aspirations of the people of Uganda. And you out there, we're charging you to go there and be the representation. You are NUP there. You are People Power there. You are Chagulanyi there. You are all of us there. Go there with full confidence. Because we are standing with you. You are representing us. We look at you very proudly. Don't undermine yourself. Don't think of yourself as any less. If you doubt, see how the regime is going to be fearing you in your so-called smallness. You might think you're a small man or woman, but the way the regime is going to be looking at you, the way the regime is going to be fearing you, but most importantly, the way the regime is going to be trying to befriend you and compromise you, that should tell you of how important you are. It is at this juncture that I want to announce that we are soon going to be starting the phase 2 of our nationwide tour, and we're coming to you. We're coming to you not technologically, physically. Those in Mbale were coming to eat malewa. Those in Western Uganda were coming to eat shabwe. Those in Jinja were coming to eat maido. Those in Central Uganda, we are coming to you. Everywhere we are coming to you physically. So please go and set the ground. Go and make preparations. We are coming to turn that constituency upside down. We are coming to you. So with those few remarks, ladies and gentlemen, I want to invite the Secretary General, and I want to say that I hereby launch the nationwide membership registration drive, and let's get to work. I was trying to insist that the Secretary General registers me as the first person, but he and his friend have insisted that I take the honors, and I will oblige.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. DJ, you will pray for us our anthem as a president, a card symbolically, but I also want to recognize the arrival. Enamba esimi we shall wear the victor's crown. When the struggle is over, we shall wear the victor's crown in a new Uganda. When the struggle is over, we shall wear the victor's crown. We shall wear the victor's crown. When the struggle is over, we shall wear the victor's crown in a new Uganda.
sent to communities for registration. These are well-selected leaders of the party, registrars who are certified leaders of the party, and a number of regional mobilizers. We want to add our voice on the voice as has been echoed by the party leadership. Please, Ugandans, register and ensure you secure party cards. This is one way of reorganizing our structure, much as we have another bigger front of mobilizing the public against dictatorship and causing change as soon as we can. Otherwise, we shall support as political leaders the entire all party programs, including registration of party members. But as well, I want to encourage Ugandans in the diaspora, please register and don't feel intimidated. NUP is a registered political party which is involved in causing change in this country. We understand the levels of persecution which are locally in Uganda, and they are trying to even extend it to the diaspora. We are there and we shall protect the people, our Ugandans in the diaspora. Whoever was persecuted and has gone for asylum, they should be protected by the respective countries in accordance with the national law. Those who have been trafficked, they are mostly in the Middle East, UAE among others. If the regime wants an input, let them protect and safeguard those who have been trafficked, who are languishing in prisons in UAE, in Saudi, in Iraq, and mostly in the Middle East. But in terms of those are the category that has been trafficked. But in terms of the category that has sought asylum or protection elsewhere, international law is on their side. Any country where a person appears and seeks asylum is required to protect such a citizen, because we understand in Uganda there is persecution. They have closed the UN Human Rights Office. A number of Ugandans, especially opposition supporters, are languishing in military court martial without securing bail. Others are being hunted. You saw someone who was even killed in so the persecution levels are high in this country. And equally, it's also known that Uganda refused to renew the host agreement for the UN Human Rights Office. So the levels of human rights violation in Uganda is alarming, and wherever a Ugandan succeeds in seeking asylum, we urge those countries to protect such a Ugandan. But as well, those who are trafficked by the regime to the Middle East, to the UAE, in guise for labor, and they end up suffering. Those that we are calling for for supporting such a category in terms of protective labor agreements, and those who are stuck and distressed should be assisted on how to return to their home country. As a leader, NUP is a registered political party with the right to open party offices, with the right to enroll and register members, with the right to also have a members register. It's within our constitutional order. Our constitution is registered. We are supervised by the Electoral Commission, and we have been engaging in the electoral process of this country. So what is being done and being launched today is legitimate, and we have a legitimate right. We want to caution all the security organs, wherever they be, those RDCs who we don't understand even where they have their powers. We want to caution whoever minds and whoever intends to interrupt, that we shall deal with you individually. We shall use courts of law, but as well we call upon the masses. Don't run away from your legitimate right. Insist and defend yourself.
I want to rally all the young people out there as the youth leader. I want you to participate in this activity that has been launched by our dear President, His Excellency Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, that this initiative is very, very, very important in the arena of the National Unity Platform. Please, all the young people participate. Don't only just participate, but put all your will, put all your efforts to make sure that this activity is a success, because if it's a success, it is us, the young people, who benefit, because we are the engine of this struggle, we are the engine of this party. So if the young people do not participate, it means that it will fail. So I call upon all the young people, I mobilize all the young people to participate into getting into the structure of the party, getting into the elections of the party, to make sure that at least our party is really a mass party. Njagala okulaba nga nkubiriza abavubuka bonna abali eyo nga nze omukulembeze waabwe ow'abavubuka okulaba nga mwenyigira mu nsonga eno etongozeddwa olwaleero omukulembeze waffe Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, nti ensonga eno nkulu nnyo mu kibiina kyaffe kya NUP, kubanga singa ensonga eno tekwatibwako bulungi nnyo kitegeeza nti ekibiina kiri wansi, naye singa ekwatibwako bulungi nnyo ate abavubuka ne tunyenyigiramu, kuba abavubuka ffe injini y'ekibiina kino yeffe tabo. Abavubuka singa twenyigira mu nsonga eno kitegeeza ebigendererwa byabyo bigenda kutuukira, kubanga twagala abantu bayingire ekibiina kino nga tebalimu kuba bakiwagira olwedde bakirimu naye tebalina bukakafu lwaki bakirimu. Twagala buli muntu yenna afune waakiri nga alina kkaadi eraga nti ali mu kibiina kino, abeere nga yenyigidde mu bululu bw'ekibiina kino, kubanga structure zaffe zironkingiddwa olwaleero okulaba nga ziva wansi ku byalo bigende ku miruka, ku sub counties, paka waggulu ku constituency ne ku district waggulu tulabe nga ebintu bino biva mu bulungi nnyo ate tulabe nga ekiddako nga ffe abavubuka ffe tukifunamu naye singa abavubuka twesireyo gwa naggamba tugenda bibeeramu manya nti abavubuka tulekeddwa ebweru temugamba nti abavubuka batulekerera naye nga ate olwayo tubironkinze gwe wowulira akakuba konna konna ne wekabakanyenya enkule nga omuvubuka vaayo kuba gwe nanyiri kino kuba tokiriimu omanya tekijja genda mu maaso oba omukiri omanya kigenda kuba kituukirira bulungi nnyo.
National Unity Program okusooka njagala okuyozayoza yonna abacoordinator bonna batendekeddwa njagala okuyozayoza nnyo President wange Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu ne ttiimu yonna ekoze enteekateeka eno nekitulina okumanya n'okugamba ebitongole ebikuumaddembe nti NUP ekibiina ekiwandiise era ekimanyiddwa mu mateeka byonna byonna ebikolebwa ebibiina ebiri mu mateeka sandisuubidde nti poliisi yandibadde oba ebitongole ebikuumaddembe ate okutandika okutetaganya bwetugamba tugenda kwetereeza tuviire ddala ku grassroot tugende nga twambuka akati bw'oba nga ekibiina okitawaanyizza okukola obuvunaanyizibwa bwakyo okwetereeza olabira ddala nga obanga agamba ti n'ebibiina tebirina kubaawo nekyo tusuubira poliisi ekole ogwayo ogw'okukuuma eddembe n'ebitongole ebikuuma ddembe nebituuka okugamba nti abantu bali mu nteekateeka za kwewandiisa tulabye NRM ebadde ewandiika kituyita yellow book ewandiise mu ggwanga lyonna ne batuuka n'okutugamba n'ennamba ezitaliiyo ne teri n'omu abatawaanyizza mu mbeera efaana bwetu kitwagala okusuubira okulaba NUP ng'etandise okusimbula okuwandiika bamembazi bayo bonna mu ggwanga lyonna tetwandisuubidde kubayawo muziziko gwonna kubanga ekibiina kiri mu mateeka tuleke abantu bakole enteekateeka ezibatwala mu maaso ezitwala mu maaso kubanga NUP ng'ekibiina tulina okubeera nga twewandiisa olaba nti ekibiina kigenda mu maaso n'okumanya bamembazi baffe kubanga kyanjawulo nnyo okumanya bamemba n'abawagizi twagala okusooka okumanya bamemba baffe aba NUP.
Kale olunaku lwa leero tubadde tutongozza enteekateeka yaffe ey'okuwandiisa bamemba ba NUP mu ggwanga lyonna. Nga bwe mmanyi tuze tubagamba nti tulina enteekateeka ey'okuzimba structures oba emirandira gy'ekibiina kino okuviira ddala ku kyalo okutuukira ddala ku national level. Era olunaku lwa leero President waffe ow'ekitiibwa Kyagulanyi Ssentamu kyatongozza yeeyo plan yaffe etandise oba program yaffe etandise. Tugenda kusooka tumale omwezi guno gwonna nga turegisteringa members b'ekibiina. Tulina ba members already be twaregisteringa naye tusazeewo okuddamu ne turegisteringa abalala. Tujabawo omuwendo bwe tuba tumaze eno phase tujabawo omuwendo gwa members baffe bonna be tulina aba national platform. Tulina n'enteekateeka ey'okukola digital register abantu bonna be tuwandiisa babeere mu system yaffe eya tekinologiya. So gwe mulimu gwe tubaddewo olunaku lwa leero olukiiko luno luleese ba registrar okuva mu constituencies 353 ez'eggwanga lyonna, districts 146 ez'eggwanga lyonna ne sub-regions zonna ez'eggwanga. So bano abantu tubadde tubatendeka ennaku zino ebbiri era tugenda basindika kati bagende batandike okukakalabya emirimu okulaba nga bawandiisa bamemba ba NUP. Then buli kaadi ya NUP ya nusu 1,000 zokka. Tetwagala omuntu yenna bamucharginge sente ezisuka mu nusu 1,000 mpozi oli bw'aba asazeewo ocontributingira ekibiina era ekyo nakyo ne kifuna receipt sente ezo ne zisobola okujja mu terekero lyaffe. Mwebale nnyo. Baregistrar okweyingiza mu ntalo za bannabyabufuzi kubanga bano balina okukola n'abantu bonna. So gwe bw'oba oli registrar wa constituency yaffe nga tulinayo abantu 3 oba 4 abeegwanyiza ekifo, tetwagala obeere ku side y'omuntu omu oba omulala, twagala osavinga abantu bonna. Naye n'ekirala kye twogeddeko ffenna bano abantu lugimu nga bwe mmanyi egenda batuukirira egezeeko bagula. Tubasabye tebakikola kubanga bonna be baze bagula first of all tebalina kye bajjamu. Naye n'ekirala sente ze bakozesa okugula abo abantu ekisooka babawaako obuswazi ne babalimbalimba tebagenda bawa endala naye tebabibawa byonna. Naye n'okusingira ne baali badde bazibawa sente zaamiwa omusolo zezaali badde zikola enguudo zezaali badde zimakinga sure nti omuntu afuna akabenje afuna eddwaliro n'ebirala bwe bityo. So ebadde ensonga y'okubiri naye esemberayo ddala kwekola n'amaanyi ne bamanya nti bino betulimu si byabufuzi bya bulijjo wabula tuli ku revolution era kyetugezaako okukola kyakulaba nga tuzimba struggle bano just kutuyambako mu kuorganizinga naye omulamu omukulu gwe tuliko gwa people power kansabe lopu ate nga ye mwogezi waffe naye ayogereko gye muli.
Mulabye omukolo tutongozeza take two tutongozza registrars zaffe era aba registrars n'abakulembeze baffe abalala focal persons tubasindise okugenda okuregisteringa bammemba b'ekibiina. Kino kikulu kubanga bwe tunaamaliriza phase eyo ate tugenda ku party structures nga already kakati bammemba tubamanyi be tulina mu registers zaffe abo be tujja otambulirako okuzimba party structures mu buli ngeri yonna. Abantu bano nga tubakwasa materials ogenda nazo okusookera ddala tubasabye babeere beesimbu babeera abakulembeze abaddala obukulembeze kakati be bambasada b'ekibiina be bambasada pulezidenti waffe eyo mu byalo gye bagenda okubeera balina okweyisa obulungi abantu balabe nti mbana abakulembeze baddala bajja sobola otwala eggwanga lyaffe mu maaso bulungi era babeere beesimbu mu kwasaganya registers zaffe. Tubasabye babeere n'obuvumu bagenda kutiisibwa bajja gezaako okubagula nga muze mubiraba ono bamuguze simanya nasala eddiiro ne registers zaffe naki. Tubasabye babeere beesimbu oli bw'aba alaba nti obuvunaanyizibwa buno bumuyitiriddeko register yaffe agikomyewo then agende side gyayagala okugenda naye bajja kikola nnyo kati regime abantu bano ebe batagetinga nnyo okulaba nti ebagula abatagala kugulibwa bajja gezaako okubatiisatiisa okubasiba naki era nga twagala okuwooninga security outfits zonna ab'amagye poliisi n'abalala mutambulire ku mateeka ffe tuli kibiina ekiwandiike ekikola emirimu gyakyo mu butuufu nga bwe kirina okubeera. Bano bakulembeze ba kibiina bagenda kujja mu byalo nga baregisteringa abantu temwetantala nti ate mubakwata mubasiba mubakyankalanya obuvunaanyizibwa bagendako bukkirizibwa mu ssemateeka yaffe era tuwooninze omuntu yenna oba w'amagye oba wa poliisi aneetantala okukyankalanya abantu baffe bano oba kubakwata oba ki tujjamu handolinga ye nga ye yes ekitongole oba kya poliisi oba kyamagye nakyo tujja kikwasaganya naye bano abantu sekinnoomu ng'okola ekikolwa kino eky'obumenyi bw'amateeka tujja kuhandolinga individually gwenga sekinnoomu mu mateeka ne mu ngeri ndala zonna kubanga amateeka gatukkiriza okugenda ne tumobilizinga ne tukola ekyo tulina okukola ng'ekibiina era tulina essuubi mu bakulembeze baffe bano nti bajja kukola ekituufu bajja kubeera mu bantu baffe bamobilizinge baregisteringe bammemba era tusaba n'abantu abali eyo temutiisibwatiisibwa nti ate kakati boneewandiisa mu kitabo kya NUP tojja funa government services simanya bajja kujja bakusibe bajja kukola ki tebabatiisatiisa oyo propaganda mugenda mulaba nnyo nga babakangakanga eno NRM bweyisa propaganda mbusimanya balina obukadde 18 mu registers zaabwe ate nga tebazibalaga temwazirabako byakiyaye si bituufu kati nga baagala otiisatiisa abantu eyo ba RDC ba DISO ab'amagye aba poliisi naki temukanga abantu bonna kubanga semateeka ekkiriza omuntu okugwa gy'ayagala okugwa oba ayagala kuwagira NUP dembe ye ogwo si musango katusuubire buli kimu kijja tambula bulungi.
Buvunaanyizibwa obuweereddwa abakulembeze olunaku olwaleero abalagiddwa eggwanga kwe kuba nti bakwata obuwagizi bwa bannayuganda bwe batulinako babufuula obuwanguzi. Bannayuganda ogwabwe baagukola era bakyagukola okulaga nti bo balonda enkyukakyuka. N'olwekyo bannayuganda bajja kuba basanyufu nnyo ng'obukulembeze obulondeddwa okuorganizinga enteekateeka yonna bulaba nti obuwanguzi bwabwe oba obuwagizi bwabwe bufuuse obuwanguzi nga tugenze mu bukulembeze bw'eggwanga lino. Bannakibiina balina okumanya nti kino si kya muntu kinnoomu. Luno lutalo lwa kununula Uganda eyawamu okuva ku ffenna ebitunyigiriza enguudo embi amalwaliro omutali ddagala n'embeera endala nnyingi ezitunyigiriza emisolo egisussa obungi. N'olwekyo bw'oba okola obuvunaanyizibwa obukukwasiddwa olina okumanya nti toli ku kikyo toli ku kya NUP wabula oli ku kya munnayuganda anyigirizibwa. Yeah, the teams that have been launched today are tasked with ensuring that the support that we get from Ugandans or that they gave us transforms into victory. But also secondly, this responsibility goes beyond an individual. It goes beyond a political party. So if a registrar or a focal person is executing this duty, they must know that it is for the purpose of liberating Uganda.
Gwanga ne ba members abali ebweru w'eggwanga ate mwewandiisa awatali kutya wadde kanga wadde tiisibatisibwa kubanga mu diaspora nakizudde ennaku ezo mu parliament sente ze basindika ku embase ze bayita Smile for Diaspora Mobilization NRM ezikozesa negula abamu netiisatiisa abamu kati mwe bannayuganda bali mu diaspora njagala okubanyweza n'amatabi gammwe mwewandiise mufune membership kubanga ekibiina ki-extendinga amatabi gaakyo kuba members abali ebweru w'eggwanga naye ate mwe abali mu Uganda mwewandiise twagala okuteeka ligimu ku notice tewali kuinterruptinga tewali kuyingirira tewali kulemesa nteekateeka ya kibiina kuba kibiina kiwandiise kibiina kitongole so bannayuganda mwena mujjumbire kino ekibiina mwewandiise mu numbers neera nga president watujjukiza okwewandiisa kirala naye okusindikiza nakyemalira kyo ate kigazi nnyo buli omu waali tulina eddimu eddene eryokulaba nga tuleeta enkyukakyuka mu ggwanga lyaffe wakati n'obanga tunyweza structure zaffe nti twagala oleeta enkyukakyuka ate tusange nga twetegese bulungi mwebale nnyo.